All right, everybody. We are live. I was told that X gets going a little faster than YouTube, so I'm going to wait a minute here for YouTube to get caught up. So let me know on YouTube when you guys can hear me. Morning, Troy, Jacob, Mia. Let's make some money today. Let's make some money. All right, are we good on? Can I get a comment on YouTube? Are we good to go? We good to go? Connor, what's going on? Ryan. All right. Okay. All right. Well, hey, happy race to everybody. Let's let's take a pull. Hey, collective clink. Cheers. Taking a pull. All right, everybody. Let's start from the top. Okay, let's talk about what's on tap. Lone Tree, man. It's just too easy. This Lone Tree dry cider. This is not sponsored. It's just the best. It's only available, I think, in like Western Canada, and it is just so easy to drink in the morning. Think about that. Just easy to drink in the morning. So since it's only 10 a.m. here, it's perfect. All right, the race at Martinsville. Groups A and B. Groups A obviously took off a little faster and then fell off a little bit more, but that's usually what happens. Yes, I moved to Canada for the Lone Tree. That was it. So Group A fired off a little faster, but then fell off a little bit more. Pretty typical stuff. More rubber on the track for Group B. Didn't fire off as fast, but also usually a little bit better on the long run. Can we all agree with those? Can we all agree? Okay. Kyle Larson. This is the best Kyle Larson has ever looked at Martinsville, in my opinion. The best he's looked at Martinsville, in my opinion. He was good on the short run, good on the long run. And oh, by the way, the first pit stall, pretty important. Yeah, the Fords. Yeah, we'll talk about the Fords here in a second. Kyle Larson was really good. So, Kim, Brian, Big Ross, what's up, everybody? Larson was really good. First pit stall. I think he's going to be great. Bubba Wallace. Well, Bubba, pretty good run out of him in practice. Stayed out the whole time, which I like. I like seeing guys that stay out there on the long run. Yeah, Larson's to lose today. I agree, Big Ross. But here's the thing with Bubba. I don't know that his car's good enough to where if he ever loses track position, he'll be able to get it back. You know, like he has to run a perfect race. Well, there's some other guys where if, you know, I think if Hamlin, you know, loses track position, he'll work his way back up to the top 10. I don't think Bubba's car is good enough to do that, if it makes sense. Now, if he controls the race all day, you got him top 10 plus 120. I don't think it's a bad bet. He just has to stay in the top 10 because I just don't see him driving back up through the field. Chase Elliott. Well, these Ruby cars looked pretty good. And this was decent out of Chase Elliott. I think Chase Elliott needs to do something. Chase Elliott just needs to do something for the sport. He's just been non-existent. And the Hendrick cars are good. He's probably the fourth best Hendrick car, would be my guess. Still decent. I have nothing on or against him in matchups. You know, if you had some 20-1 out there and I'm going to win, I don't think it's a terrible price. I don't know. I don't like that 10-1 price on him. I think that's overvalued. Martin Truex Jr. Well, Marty had some fall off in practice. He also had some of that same issues in the fall. Remember, he started on the pole in the fall, needed to have a good race, and then didn't. I know he made a mistake, but his car is one of those ones where it's probably good out front. Probably good out front or in the top 3 or 4, but outside of that, I do not anticipate Truex being good. If anything, I like the 5 and then the 11 over Truex. Clearly, I mean, just looking at lap times, Briscoe's better than Truex. Ryan Blaney's better than Truex. Alex Bowman's better than Truex. William Byron's better than Truex. Christopher Bell's better than Truex. Ryan Preece is better than Truex. So I think I think if you're going to fade someone, I think it's Truex. Although that's just hard to do because he was so strong last week. Here's the thing: he looked better in practice last week than he did this week. He looked better last week than he did this week, and lots of fall off, like the kind of fall off that we're seeing out of Austin Cindric type fall off. Yeah, I like that, Big Ross. Let's see. Chase Briscoe is really good. Weird. Chase Briscoe just loves this place, gets around pretty well. Thought he looked good. I like Briscoe today. If you got in on like that even money top 10 to start the week, good job. I think he kind of runs. He's a top 10 car. Can he compete for the win? I don't know. Yeah, the MO for Truex that he practices, but he looked good last week. I'll say this. He looked really good last week. So, that's do that what you will. Let's see. Where are we at? I think Briscoe's going to be good. I have nothing on him nor against him. I feel like he's kind of priced like he should be at this point. Also matched up against weird drivers. Who's Briscoe? Who's in that group there, Ross? Just because I only have so many screens, I can pull that up. Logano. Now, I like that, I took a little Logano at 12-1 earlier in the week. If you listen to the podcast with Todd Furman at Bet the Board Pod, Stay Green, we talked about, kind of beating that market. He reopened 8. If anything, that's probably a little short. I feel like that's a little short on him. Yeah, so I like Logano today based on just Logano, and him having the ability to get around here. It's hard to pass. If you got to move someone, he's not afraid to do it. Let's see. Big Ross. What do you think of Briscoe Group C over Brad? Brad, Chase, Elliott, and Chris Buescher. I think he beats those guys. Where's that? That's a good bet. I like it. Todd, text me. See if we can find that. See, that's why we do this. Like, I selfishly do this for myself because look at that information that Big Ross had. Now that price is going to move. So maybe I could find that right now. Panic. Where can I get down on that? I know I'm probably losing viewers, but when you see a bet like that, you kind of got to take it. Groups. See, I don't have that one. Where is it? Yeah, see, I have Briscoe in a group with Blaney and Byron. Todd, if you're listening and you can text me, let's do that. Anyway, I digress. Joey Logano, I think he's just overvalued. He's going to be decent. Locals have it, not my locals. At least not the one I'm looking at. Group winner. Oh, I only have one group. Oh, 365. Yeah, I just got banned. Superbook has it. Todd, talk to me. All right, let's get back to this. Josh Berry. Josh was really good. I think he's probably a top 10 car. I like Josh Berry. I don't know if he's going to be as good as last week. I was talking about talking with Derek on the pre-race poll. The one thing about Josh is once he lost his track position, he wasn't able to get it back. I like him to kind of run well in the top 10 all day. I just don't expect him to drive up through the field and race for the win. Oh, 45-1-23. Yeah, see, Brian, you can't throw the 23 in there. Yeah, so yeah, I like Josh Berry. I have him in a matchup over Kyle Busch at like -125. That's about it. I am freezing my nuts off up here in Canada. Yeah, I like that, Connor. I took a little bit better price, but I still think it wins. Let's see. Denny Hamlin. Well, newsflash, Denny Hamlin's good at Martinsville. And this is as good as he's looked in a while at Martinsville. There's a chance that he snoozes the field, that this is just a boring ass Denny Hamlin fest. Exactly what the Denny Hamlin haters don't want to see. Exactly what the Denny Hamlin haters don't want to see. I can't imagine anyone wants to see that. I don't know that I want to see that either, but how do you bet Hamlin this week? I don't know. I don't think that I don't think the plus 475 at some places isn't a terrible price on him. But if you can bet live, you might have to wait live because Larson's going to get out to a lead, you would think. Maybe you can snag a price on Denny live. I don't know. They've been a lot sharper, odds makers in general, when it comes to NASCAR. So I don't anticipate them floating Denny. But if he makes a mistake, you might get a better price on him. However, at what point do we start calling Denny Hamlin's pit crew actually a weapon versus a liability? I don't know. Anyway, I like Denny. He's going to be good. Blaney was pretty good. I thought he had very little fall off in practice. He did pit, which kind of scares me typically when I don't know if anyone heard the comments as to why they pitted, but I would have liked to see them run it all the way out and see where they kind of matched up against Byron and Bell, who did run it out and were really fast, and Bubba, who ran it out, who was a little bit of fall off, but still ran it out. Briscoe versus Elliott versus Kez versus Busher at ESPN. Briscoe, yeah, that's a good bet. Cygnus, I like that. I don't even think like any one of those guys ever pass him. Like if Briscoe gets the lead, Chase obviously could beat Briscoe in that group. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Blaney was good on the long run. I think his prices he's probably properly priced. I don't think he's not going to blow up through the field like he did last year. He looked way better last year in practice than he did this year. That's for sure. Alex Bowman looked great. I don't think he's getting the respect he deserves in the outright markets. I think that everyone should have a little Alex Bowman on their card. What did he do wrong other than qualify top 10 and look good in practice? That's it. Yeah, I like Bowman. At 30-1, he's also a guy that does a good job of just getting a lot out of his race car, if that makes sense. Like a good example would be Martin Truex Jr. and Denny Hamlin. If someone were to tell me that they both have below average race cars, Denny Hamlin gets a better finish than Martin Truex Jr. every time. We'll talk about stages in a second. Alex Bowman's going to be good. Kyle Busch, man, I don't know. It's almost like you just have to look at his car and say, it ain't working. I faded Kyle, at least with Barry. Let's see, Ross Chastain. Lots of fall off out of Chastain. Another guy faded a little bit with Barry. It didn't look good. Doesn't run well here. Doesn't have the history of. I mean, obviously he had the Hail Melon, but that's about it. I think that'll be the best thing that Ross Chastain ever does at Martinsville. Brad Keselowski, how bad can you look in practice? I mean, you can't look much worse. Can't look much worse than Brad Keselowski in practice. He's bad. But he'll race better, but just got to show me a little bit more. Obviously, I didn't even think that they would qualify 13th. It looked like more than like a 20th place starting spot for Brad. So Austin Cindric, lots of fall off. Weird. Austin Cindric had decent qualifying, and then over the long run, it's just going to fade and fade and fade. Ty Gibbs was really good. I thought he was going to qualify better. Didn't do the super long run that we would like to see, and he was a little inconsistent with his lap times. I'm not a big Ty Gibbs this week. But the speed was there on the short run, but it was spotty. He wasn't running consistent laps. I think, he had some issues with his car, and I think that's probably why he was so inconsistent. He was able to run decent laps, but not great laps. So I don't know how they're going to adjust on that car to make it better. He's also a guy that typically runs really well when he qualifies well, and then when he struggles in qualifying, he tends to kind of struggle in the race. Todd Gilliland looked decent. I mean, someone asked me that earlier today. He looked decent. I don't know. I don't trust Todd Gilliland. I guess I trust him a little bit to kind of stay where he is. Eric Jones, they made some changes to this car and got it better. That's for sure, because he was off to start practice. But they did get a little better. Whenever a car gets better like that, like this 43 did, it's hard for me to just jump and quick fade him just because he unloaded poorly. They actually got that car a little bit better, and I'm optimistic about Eric Jones just holding his position. Optimistic about him holding his position. William Byron. Byron was pretty good when he reopened at 20 at Superbook. I thought that was a pretty good little price to nibble there. He's didn't qualify well, but I anticipate them to run a good, clean race. Jones, very solid late for Jones. I agree, Big Ross. Sneaky top 10 play. I don't know that he fits in the top 10. We'll do a top 10 rundown here before we end. I liked William Byron. I have him in a matchup over Brad K at -140, but I don't know where that price is now. I think he's going to be pretty good. And if he takes control of this race, they do a good job. They do a good job of finishing races where you control it. Kind of reminds me of the old 48, if you know what I mean. The old 48 is now the 24 team. 24 is now the old 48. Tyler Reddick, boy, just kind of a blah. I don't know, like just gonna ride around today. I don't know about that. What driver could have an unexpected top 10 today? I will go over that in a second. Who I think the top 10 guys are. Chris Bell. Well, Chris Bell just looked good in practice. Again, he opened at 16 at Superbook. I thought that was a decent number. Really good towards the very end of practice. Clean track. It's hard to know who had clean track in practice. So yeah, I like Chris Bell today. Yeah, I like Chris Bell today. Daniel Suarez, he looked a little better than the one. I know some people like him here. Gosh, he didn't have any short run speed. He was kind of blah, and then it's hard because compared to the 5 and the 11, he just not even close. Ty Gibbs kind of close. Josh Berry kind of close. I don't know. Suarez is a tough guy for me to read. If you like him, sure, I could probably justify the fact he hung on a little bit in practice. He hung on better than Reddick did. So, let's see. Ryan Preece. I'm kind of shocked at this qualifying. I thought he was going to be much better than this. I like Ryan Preece today. I thought he was good in practice. Am I missing something here? I don't know that he can race up through the field, but maybe. He was good on the short run. He went and pitted. I hate that they had to pit, but if they made that car better, hey man, he could be good. Yeah. I like Ryan Preece. He might be that sleeper top 10 guy. There's that sleeper top 10. Ricky Stenhouse. Oh, lots of fall off and not good. Struggles will continue for the 47 team. I can't see him running up through the field, but I think his matchups are kind of juiced. It's not really worth it to get in on him, fade him or whatever. I don't know. I have nothing on Ricky Stenhouse. Zane Smith actually looked good. I don't know if it was just Group A, but better than he's looked in the past. Fall off was okay. Better than some. I don't hate Zane Smith today, but I don't know. Do you take that chance? It's just been terrible. Carson Hocevar. I don't know. Some guys like him. I don't know why he's seeing some love. Over under 2.5 SHR cars in the top 10. I would take under. I don't think Gregson gets there. That's a good. Where is that? Is that a bet? I think you have to pound the under. There's a chance that none of them finish in the top 10. And 3 of them be hard, and 4 is not going to happen. Noah Gregson was good. I like Noah. He's good here. I think he may be a potential top 10. I don't know. He's heavy favorite in some matchups, so I don't like you can't lay a price with Noah Gragson. You can't lay a price with Noah Gragson. I don't trust him yet. I'd rather have him to finish top 5. Hawk, you were a little late. I went over the 9. I thought the 9 was probably the 4th best Hendrick car, but Hendrick was good. 4th best Hendrick car, but Hendrick was good. Yeah, I agree, Big Ross. It's gonna be hard for Noah to work his way through the field. Yeah, thanks, Michael. Yeah, I got the office going a little bit better. Did that this morning. It's been a bitch moving. So, let's see. Justin Haley, not actually shockingly bad out of Haley. I would think that this is a place where he's typically good at places like this, like a lot of brake and kind of feathering the throttle or getting back to the throttle. I kind of thought he would be better, and he wasn't. Austin Dillon, geez, RCR in general. Let's see, where was he? He was Austin Dillon. Where is Austin Dillon on my sheet? Was he A or B? Where is Austin Dillon? Someone help me. Oh, Austin Dillon. There he is. No, I mean, not short run speed and not long run speed. Other than that, look good. Slow in the short run, and I mean, his average was not good either. I mean, even if you throw away some of the externality, is not very good. Man, they're struggling. John Hunter Nemechek, was fast early, and then where's John Hunter? Gosh, this is so small. I need glasses. Where was he? John Hunter. Oh no, he got better at practice, but not consistent. You can't. You definitely can't back John Hunter. We're getting to the guys. Or Chris Buescher. What a terrible qualifying. Gross. Yeah, just gross. Let's see. Chris Buescher. Yeah, I don't know. I that's a tough one to overcome. A tough one to overcome. Yeah, decent fall off. I think all the Fords were decent. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's going to be really hard for. It's just going to be hard. I don't know how you get through there. Like you have to have speed eventually relative to the field. I don't know. My wife is from North Vancouver. We start a family up here. That's why we moved to Canada. Kaz Grala, Corey LaJoy. Boy, what a terrible qualifying out of LaJoy. I thought he was decent. Coming off of a really bad week at Richmond. I expect more of the same. Josh Williams was probably the slowest car out there. Harrison Burton. I mean, I don't know. Not bad for Harrison Burton, but terrible starting spot. I know he went out first. It's going to be tough. You're starting this far back. The leaders come quick. Michael McDowell, terrible qualifying. Usually road course racers, because you're so heavy on the brake, it's kind of like a braking zone when you dive in underneath someone and make a pass. I thought he'd be better. This was trash out of this team this weekend. Yeah, I mean, you think that LaJoy's faster than Harrison Burton, but again, are you going to lay a price with Corey LaJoy? And then Daniel Hemrick and David Starr. We don't need to talk about those guys. Yeah, I don't know. What questions do we have? Ford seemed to have better long and Toyota better short, but gonna need 2 to 3 tenths minimum to pass. Yeah, I agree. Dude, David Starr. He doesn't even show up on like the lap times. Let's see. Stage 2 winner. I don't know. You tell me where the cautions are going to fall. I'll tell you if you can hit someone for stage 2. There's some guys deeper in the pack that I think don't have a chance at winning stage 1. Like a Chris Bell or William Byron, and then maybe a Denny. I don't know that Denny can win stage 1, but we'll see. Total cautions under 7.5. I like that. I don't think there'll be a lot of cautions. Who do we think goes with a two-tire strategy to gain track position? I think you. Oh, it would have to be someone that doesn't think they have a good car, that doesn't move up early. Maybe Tyler Reddick. He could be a guy. What are your thoughts on Ford between Blaney, Logano, and Briscoe? That's a good question. I think Logano's the worst. Larson, laps led over under 95.5. Chase, I think he leads more than 95. I think he could lead the first 95. Yeah, Brad Keselowski would be another guy. Big Ross, that's a good point. That could be a two-tire guy. Actually, that might be the guy that does it, as I do not think that they feel comfortable with that car, that they just got to see what clean air can do with it. And that might help Brad. He's a guy that was so bad that they could take a chance, because it looks to me like they're going to finish 15th. Winning car number under 13.5 at minus 130. Yeah, you gotta lean under there. Gosh, you get Larson, Hamlin, Byron, or not Byron, Blaney. I don't know. I don't think that's bad. I don't have much. Oh, did you go over who you think will be in the top 10? Okay, top 10. I think Briscoe, Blaney. Okay, I actually gonna run through Larson. Yes. Bubba, I'm gonna say yes. Chase Elliott, I'm gonna say no. Martin Truex Jr., I'm gonna say no. Briscoe, yes. Logano, no. Barry, yes. Hamlin, yes. Blaney, yes. Bowman, yes. Byron, yes. Bell, yes. What is my math wrong on? Who's going to be the last guy to finish in the top 10? I guess maybe throw maybe Priest. Yeah, maybe Priest. That would kind of be the long shot guy, I would say, that can get in the top 10. I mean, I'm actually ruling out a lot of good cars. I don't know if Gibbs can get up there. Maybe. If Brian was a sprinkle with his price, best pick crew, he finds way up there, like top 5 a lot. Yeah, Priest. If he has to just run such a perfect race, I just don't see it out of Priest. I don't know. Would you cash out the Joey top 5 position from earlier in the week? Is it a little profit? Is it profitable? Oops. Yeah, did I say Larson? I think Larson. Gosh, it's Larson or Hamlin. I think Larson wins the race just based on pit stall. I think Hamlin's probably a little better than Larson, but I think Larson over the long run will be really good as well. I think that the best kind of mid value pack guys would be Byron and Bell. Maybe some Briscoe in there. I've read most of the books behind me. By the way, yeah, up on the top, up there, those are the nerd books. If anyone's read any of those books, DM me. We can nerd out. Come down to, there's a lot of green flag runs. Yeah, I hope there's green flag runs. I'm a big fan of the best car winning. Or like a late debacle, Denny Hamlin winning. It gives us a lot of stuff to talk about. Which Masters outright are we parlaying with Larson? Ooh, I would go with a live guy. Neiman or Cam Smith. Ludwig's price is too short. And first time there, going to be hard. All right, I guess that's pretty much it. When does Wormy narrating books on tape? Yeah, that'd be fun. I'd love to have just a podcast where you nerd out over books, but I feel like everyone does that, and I'm the dumbest person that would do it. It should be, let's talk about books for dummies. Like, I can't have a smart person in the room. I just need a bunch of dumb people trying to be smart. I like that. Priest minus 130 over Gregson. Priest minus 130 over Gregson. I think that's just properly priced. I would lean Priest there. Just short track, but I feel like it's properly priced. Let's see, who else did it? The race winner. I think Larson wins. The bed shitter. I think it comes down to him and Denny. The two best outright guys are probably Byron, Bell. Just at those prices. Hoping for drift on Cam Smith. Yeah, WDing, yeah. I doubt he'll drift. I mean, I remember I bet against Tony Finau when he dislocated his ankle in the par 3 contest. Won all his matchups. Yeah, I'll probably do a Masters pick with Todd. I'll do something. I love the Masters is my favorite sport to bet. Like, that's my favorite event to bet on. It's not even close. Yeah, 11-1 on Larson pre-practice is pretty good. Everyone hates you here for that. Larson is definitely shitting the bed today. Yeah, maybe. All right, any last questions? Big Ross, I also faded a long time ago, probably 15 years ago. I remember Fred Couples said that his golf game was sour and finished like top 10. Hendrick Day, yeah, it's gonna be the gem, the ruby. I think this has the ability to turn into a Hamlin snoozer. I hope it doesn't happen. Yeah, I agree, Ian. Gonna be close with those two. Toyota wins today. I mean, outside of Hamlin and Bell, I just don't think that they look good enough. And even Bell didn't look great. It wasn't until the super long runs where he was solid. All right. Well, I'm going to watch some pre-race stuff. And good luck, everybody. Happy race day. And see if we can make some money.